Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Welcome into the Roll Jays podcast, brought to you by Pepper Jack's Grill and Pyramid Contractors. Casey Matthews is taking time away from his family to be here for the postgame. I'm Jimmie Allen. I apparently am doing the same thing as well. We appreciate everybody making us a part of your holiday afternoon. Case, happy Thanksgiving. First of all, happy Thanksgiving to you and yours.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you too. I'm still in a food coma, so if I'm talking slow, it's just
that's kind of natural. That's kind of natural
yeah.
for you, though. So
yeah, I did not follow Coach Hurley's advice and do the tryptophan yesterday. I did it today. So yeah, happy Thanksgiving, man.
It's happy as it gets. Creighton gets a win out in Vegas, and for the second time in 2 years, they go 1-2 in the Players Era Festival. Now, listen, I think if Jays fans get the same result at the end of this season, that they did at the end of last season, they'll be pretty happy campers based on how the first half of this first part of the season has gone. Obviously, the story today, Jays holding Oregon to just one made 3-point basket in the entire game, and the one that was made was from it was actually closer to Reno than it was from Las Vegas to get to the basket. So obviously the defense was turned up to another level today. I thought the ball in the first half specifically was moving a lot better for Creighton today. Got a little stagnant in that second half. They got to find a way to keep playing in transition like they did in the first half of this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think too, one of the things I feel like they did today was they forced their pace. And they made Oregon play the kind of game that they wanted to play, except for that stretch in the second half. Obviously, we let them back into it, but there's a part of me that I actually don't mind that, and I
Sure.
obviously don't want it, but the fact that we were able to kind of get hit in the mouth a couple times. Oregon had the ball with a chance to take the lead, got a stop, score, and then from there it was kind of off to the races again. So it was good to see, man. I mean, defensively, yeah, I liked what we did on ball screens too, especially when Owen's on the bench, just putting a lot of pressure on that ball screen. But I mean, the main thing for me that I take from this is a 3-to-1 assist to turnover ratio.
That's where I was going next.
Yeah, when you can take care of the ball. I mean, I don't know if you had a chance to watch yesterday a little bit, Jimmie, and I had some stuff going on. But
yeah, watch the whole
one
game.
of the things. Well, but I mean, me, Jimmie. It's not about the game, Jimmie. It's about me.
Oh, the show. No, I didn't watch the show.
So, okay, well, I appreciate that. But one of the things I talked about was it's going to be hard to beat good teams when you're turning the ball over the way we've been. And so to see them take care of the basketball was encouraging. I was really happy for Nick. I felt like
he played well today.
Felt like he played. I think he needed it, man. And I hope that our guys aren't silly enough to spend their time on social media reading some of the stuff. But some of the stuff I've seen has just been just ridiculous. So just really
call
happy.
Anybody out by name?
No, it's not my style, but I'm just happy for him. I mean, I just think he's a good player. He's been struggling, but he's finding his way. Yeah, I mean, there's a few more things we'll get into, but I'm really happy for Nick today.
Well, and I think Nick specifically, and I talked about this at halftime, I felt like he played more of a distributor first role from the point guard position, really from the first time this entire season. Now, there's a couple things there, right? Like, they haven't needed him to do that. And there's been times this season where Nick Graves getting to the rim and trying to cause, some sort of flow offensively from a self-created shot has been a shot in the arm for this team. Now, today, I think they desperately needed him to distribute the basketball, and he did that. You talked about the turnovers or about the assists, but Creighton only had 5 turnovers the entire game. You turn the ball over 5 times a game going forward, you're going to have a pretty good season. I don't like it, the rest of it will figure itself out.
Well, it's again, I'm not Nostradamus or whatever, but sure. I think I remember talking to you about it in the Colorado State exhibition in our first game. If Nick Graves is our leading scorer, we're not going to be very good. And it's not a knock on him. It's just what we need from the point guard position. It's to make plays for other people, to put people in a good position to be able to do what they do best. And that he did that today. But he was also able to still score. Right? You can do a little bit of both, but he only took 3 threes today. I don't know what it is on the season, but I would imagine that's below his average. Like he was taking what the defense gave him today, and that's what you have to be able to do. And I think what you see is the offense will work if you trust what needs to be done. And to me, it just felt like Nick was just more bought in today in terms of, I'm just going to be a facilitator. I'm going to score when the opportunity presents itself, but I'm not going to force it. And that was good to see.
I think the most intriguing player on this roster is Blake Harper. And
Okay.
from a standpoint of like these last two games specifically, Blake clearly had a rough day yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Had a great performance in the first game, great performance in the last game. If he's able to start putting it together more consistently, specifically on the offensive side of the floor, I think he becomes a really, really interesting piece into this offense specifically.
Yeah, he can do a lot. 18 points today and didn't make a three. 6 of them from the free throw line.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
and we got in the bonus in the first half, which to me was huge. And I love that we're attacking the rim. We didn't. I mean, how many threes we shot? 17 threes today.
And you only made 5.
And what that tells you is that Mac got through to them a little bit. Is you've got to attack the basket, because if you're just dribbling around the perimeter,
it's the only way to space the floor.
It's yeah, but I mean, it's like you're creating opportunities to get to the free throw line. Mm-hmm. When you're dribbling, playing, ring around the rosy on the perimeter and then throwing up a bad shot at the end of the shot clock,
or turning it over.
Fouled, or turning it over, but you're not giving yourself even a chance to get to the line, and you're not putting pressure on them to now start playing without fouling. And a team like Oregon, who they're not as physical as a Baylor or Iowa State, but they do like to play physical, and they do like to kind of play with their hands. And when you can kind of put them back on their heels a little bit and prevent them from being so aggressive defensively, it plays in your hands, which is what happened. So I like what we did. I do. I think, I don't know that ratio in terms of 17 threes versus 42 twos. I think we'll probably have to shoot more than that in most games in the Big East to win and hit a few more, but you're going to have a chance, man. And the fact that we weren't forcing them from deep was really encouraging, because I felt like we've been doing that so much the last week or so. And I'm really hoping that this game is going to be one that we can kind of say, okay, let's look back at that one and say, yeah, we're starting to make improvements.
Yeah, the Jays has got to find a way to hit shots. Like, I'm not trying to nitpick a win today, and obviously a double-digit win, but there just seems to be times this team just goes ice cold. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was a 20-10 run by Oregon right out of the gate out of halftime, and I could feel it. I mean, I was reading Twitter, people were like, here we go. Like, they're going to find a way to lose this game. And it feels like this team, not that this matters in the slightest, but it feels like this team has kind of lost trust with the fan base. It's going to be really interesting to see that dynamic down the stretch in games like this, where they dominated the whole first half. And then they had a really rough 10 minutes, and they were able to close it out. And we talked about learning how to win. And obviously that was the case today. I felt like specifically Owen.
Hey, Jimmie, don't gloss over that. I think you just made a really good point.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just and it's Thanksgiving, so I'll give you your flowers. I think that was a really, really good point. That we talked about this a couple weeks ago. This is a team that doesn't know how to win. When they get punched and they get hit, they tend to kind of fall back on their heels and just go, oh man, please stop hitting me, rather than, okay, let's you know what I mean? Like let's go. And now they start swinging at them. And so I think you made a really good point. What you saw today, and I alluded to it earlier, is I like the fact that Oregon came back, because it did make us fight. Yeah. And it did make us, like,
I think one of the worst things that could have happened is if Oregon, if Creighton just rolled this whole second half. I know people would have loved to see that. I don't think that would have been beneficial to anybody.
No, I agree with you. I mean, the fans would have probably liked it. They could have just relaxed. But sure. But truly, though, I mean, I think what it did is it just sort of made you kind of go, okay, we still have to play hard. We still have to fight for this. And we were able to see that. I mean, and I felt like everybody, I mean, really looking at the stats right now, I mean, everybody really contributed today. I don't feel like anybody was really quote unquote bad. So it's interesting, man. I'm really encouraged today. I'm happy for the team. I'm happy for the staff, because let me tell you something, sitting around all day yesterday in Vegas after those 2 losses, knowing you're about to play Oregon, which, like, it just is what it is. The fans, just losing to Oregon would be bad news, just with Coach Altman and everything.
Sure.
It's a long day. Yep. And it's not, you just don't want to be there today. You just don't. And so to win that one, and now they can fly home, they can see their families,
especially after the first 2 games. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm happy for them, man, because it's a grind. And it's really, like, typically it's late January, early February that the season really feels like a grind. when you're in it.
Mm-hmm.
For it to feel that way right now already is that's the worst.
It's not enjoyable for anybody. Yeah.
No. So it's great. I can promise you the flight home today will be a happy one.
I want to talk about Owen Freeman for a second, because I think for a lot of people on social media, he's been a little bit of a punching bag, and maybe rightfully so. I mean, obviously there's been a miss somewhere. I felt like today, not take the 14 points out of it. I felt like what he did away from the basketball today said more than anything he did scoring it. He was able to draw double teams. He was able to open up the lane. He was able to play defense. He facilitated the basketball. I felt like today was maybe the most complete performance that we've seen out of Owen Freeman since he's been in Omaha.
Yeah, it was good. I mean,
I think there was a percent, like, and again, there's always going to be the Ryan Kalkbrenner of it, because he's literally trying to fill those shoes. But when I think back to when we talked to him on the podcast before even Iowa City, and he was just like, the best piece of advice I got was don't try to be Ryan Kalkbrenner. And I agree with that, because I just don't think they're even remotely close to the same type of player. Mm-hmm. But he's got to find a way to contribute to this offense without scoring the basketball, whether it be distributing, finding the open shot, or just pulling people away from the rim to open up the lane. And I think that's what we saw today.
Yeah, he was definitely better. I think, the play that actually stands out to me was in the first half when he set the ball screen and rolled, and they threw him the lob. And it was a late flip up. And instead of
two of those, they won the second half too.
I must have been shoving turkey in my face, but
it's understandable.
But what I liked about it is he didn't try to score it on the lob. He came down with it and went back up, like played within himself, and I like that. I mean, and it also told me that there's still some trust there that he can go up and still get it and finish. I said yesterday, the biggest challenge in terms of Owen that Mac has is learning, like, how do we win with him? Like, how do you play him? Yeah. And I feel like they're starting to figure that out a little bit more. But it's interesting. You look at, how many minutes he played? 17 minutes.
17, yep.
Gone and played 15. I think that's what you're looking at.
I was just about to say, I think that's going to be the norm. I think that's what we're going to see going forward. Just because they're both really good at certain things, and they're both missing on some certain pieces too. But I think they complement each other well. So it's not. I don't think Owen is a liability defensively. I just think Karam is. I think he's more. He tries spacing too much instead of being physical. And I don't think Karam spaces enough and tries being too. So it's one of those things they're gonna have to, like, find a happy medium with both of those guys doing those two things.
Yeah, it's gonna be also like who you're playing, right? And
it's a great point. Matchups matter.
What you need. So and look, like, sometimes the injury bug really hurts you, and then other times you get on the other side of it. And today, Oregon didn't have their 7-footer, and that
also helps.
It definitely helps, but who cares? We're not giving it back, but it does. A lot of it's matchup dependent, but I just, Owen really defensively, it's a struggle. When I say
there's like 4 guys on this team there where it's like, okay, but you got to give us more.
But nobody's more important than that 5 spot. And so when I'm saying they got to find a way to win with him, it's not just offense. I'm saying defense, because how are you going to guard ball screens when he's in the game? What kind of matchups are you going to have? And again, that's going to be matchup dependent, right? Opponent dependent. But they're figuring some things out. I like it. I like the fact that he seems to be still playing with some confidence. And the other thing today is 19 of 21 from the line. Him 4 for 4. Like, those things matter. And just, was it a week ago where they shot 50% from the free throw line? Was it against North Dakota?
Lower. I think it was 48, but yeah.
Yeah. So, you're seeing, just like, to me, what I saw today was just a team that still has confidence. And that's not easy to do.
Which is surprising because of how bad they've been from beyond the arc. Like, for a Greg McDermott team to be shooting this bad from distance is really, really surprising.
Yeah.
But that goes back to what we've been talking about. You got to let them shoot. You got to let them shoot, because the lid's eventually going to come off. When it does, these games look a lot different if you're hitting above a 40% rate shooting 3-point shots.
You do. You do. I'm looking at the stats. The only one I really hated was Fedore's. And
yeah,
you
that's
know,
it.
but that's a
They
bad
haven't
shot.
they haven't been taking bad shots. They just haven't been hitting them. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, the vast majority, like, they've obviously taken some, but the vast majority of the 3-point looks they've gotten have been pretty solid. They just, and for whatever reason, they've always been short. Like, almost every missed shot has been short. It's been really weird.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna get back to our family. We're gonna get back to our families. We're gonna let you get back to yours. We want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. We're very happy to end this Roll Jays podcast brought to you by Pepper Jack's Grill and Pyramid Contractors by saying Jays win. Go enjoy Thanksgiving. Go enjoy the win. We'll see you when we get back into Omaha. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Why you need to try Pepper Jack's Grill, the best Philly cheesesteak in America. At Pepper Jack's Grill, we craft your Philly just the way you like it. Fresh ingredients, sizzling on the grill, and endless customization options. Not just Phillies, we've got rice bowls, burritos, nachos, and even vegetarian choices. And don't forget those crispy fries with our famous spicy ranch. With 10 great locations in Omaha, there's a delicious meal waiting for everyone in the family. Pepper Jack's Grill, your Philly, your way.
At Pyramid Contractors, we do it all. From repairing or replacing your roof to updating siding, windows, or gutters. When you have a home improvement project, call Pyramid Contractors.
Pyramid Roof.